2025 is a year of wonders, and it doesn't even matter what we're really getting into. It's just surprises left and right in every turn. In mobile gaming, of course, that doesn't slow down, it goes up. Here's October's finest new games released this week on Android and iOS. Chaos Zero Nightmare just hit 1 million downloads on Android and iOS, and it's making a tsunami of hype. I mean, look, this game feels like someone took Slay the Spire, shoved it into a blender with a gacha machine, and they said, you know, that's balance. It's all dark fantasy, card strategy madness where bad decisions actually sting. Your squads fight like it's their last paycheck, and when they die, it is personal. The game itself looks ridiculously slick. It's anime on steroids, but underneath it's just pure roguelike pain. Every limits and card pulls remind you capitalism's alive and well, but if you can stomach that, it is a game that's dangerously fun, and just unfair enough to keep you swearing for just one more run. With that being said, one of the most talked about PC games of the past few years is finally hitting to mobiles this December. Developers just announced it officially through mobile stores, announced that it's a $8 purchase, and yes, it plays with a controller and of course offline. Planet of Lana is a poetic, tense, and smart platformer, basically a stealthy puzzle-filled scroll through an alien art gallery. And despite being a 3-year-old game with a sequel in the making right now, Planet of Lana is not dissimilar to many other platformers, but it's certainly one to watch. Coming up behind that at number 3, it is Raven 2, Netmarble's new dark fantasy MMORPG and one of the most praised games of the past few months in mobile gaming, especially since its official announcement. We finally get the game out on Android and iOS this morning, proving to be more than what it actually promised in its beta. The Unreal Engine-powered graphics, class, and gameplay all hitting the right notes. Think of classic MMO raids but then darker, a lot nastier, and designed literally for team play, since it really punishes solo play. You get 8 classes to choose from, 5 kingdoms, and crossplay as well. It's a big game, it's about 13 gigabytes in size, and already downloaded over 1 million times on the Play Store. Coming up behind that at number 4, it is Wolfenstein's Lite. It's a decent new shooter that feels like if Wolfenstein had a low-budget twin that still somehow delivers pure shooting satisfaction. It's a post-World War II FIFA dream where you storm a maze of bunkers, take down armed soldiers, and just pray you don't fall through another booty trap. No hand-holding here, no nonsense, just dark corridors, tight ammo, and that old-school first-person shooter vibe that really hits hard. It is high claustrophobic and way more intense than its light little suggestions. This has been out for quite some time, but Foundation Galactic Frontier is finally available globally on Android and iOS. Now, for those of you who missed it, it's like if you took Asimov's universal intellect and smash it into a mobile strategy RPG with lasers. You are a free agent, traitor, bounty hunter, or scheming strategist roaming the ruins of a fallen empire, assembling a 3-person crew with skills and backgrounds of their own. The battles actually mix real-time strategy smarts with space mayhem, and trading your way to power is as satisfying as dodging orbital death beams. Like, the combination of tactical depth, crew management, and rogue-ish freedom makes it a surprisingly addictive grind for anyone who's ever dreamed of running a spaceship without a budget. Number 6, it is Ashes of Valhalla. It feels like someone finally took a proper dark fantasy MMO and actually made it work on mobile. The world just looks incredible. Moody skies, twisted gods, and a soundtrack that could summon Odin himself. The combat's slick, fast, and deadly satisfying. You start small, slicing through corrupted creatures, but before long, you're leading raids, forging god-tier weapons and wrecking rivals, and PvP of course, which is a high point of the game. It's got the perfect mix of grind, glory, and just mayhem that every action RPG dreams of. If mobile MMOs had a Valhalla, this game would already be sitting on the throne. Going down to number 7, it is Truckers Brasil Online. And this is a game that's like secretly for anyone who loves the Zana diesel engine more than music. The game itself's got you hauling cargo across Brazil's mountain roads, city corridors, and a lot of highways. All there to test your patience and your parking skills. The trucks feel heavy, the roads feel alive, and every curve makes you question your life choices here. It's got custom paint jobs, a trailer creation, and multiplayer convoys that just add to the chaos. It's pure trucking therapy, part chill road trip, part stress simulator, and somehow it nails pretty much both. It's a free game, about 500 megabytes in size, and it plays offline. On the other hand, Van Simulator X honestly just peak hangout game energy. Meaning, you're not gonna be saving the world here, you're just flexing your own van down city streets with friends, blasting music, just arguing over whose ride looks cooler. It's pretty much half driving sim, half virtual hangout, and fully chaotic in the best way. You can customize your van, pick liveries, and head up malls, cafes, or random parking lots with up to 16 other players. The visuals are surprisingly sharp, the vibe is chill, and it somehow takes driving a travel van feel like an event. Basically, Grand Theft Auto Online, but with everyone just really into vans. Going down to number 9, it is still Sora. And this game is basically a bullet heaven game for waifu fans, wrapped in reverse bullet hell and a sprinkle of dating sim mechanics. You see, you play as the Tyrant, waking up with no memories, while your crew of these trekkers drag you through massive monoliths to grab artifacts. The gameplay is fast, it's an MMORPG, it's pretty fun, surprisingly strategic, the story is charming, the characters pop, but the gacha is painfully expensive, free progress is slow, and localization is just trash. Give it a shot if you want, it's a pretty good game, but we really suggest you wait a little while longer. It's about 8 gigabytes in size. Coming in at number 10, we have a dangerous one. The game's called My Rusty Car. Basically what happens when a road trip turns into a survival experiment. You're stuck in the middle of nowhere with nothing but a beat-up car that's somehow both your best friend and your biggest problem. You're gonna keep an eye on oil, patch it up with whatever junk you find, and pray it starts in the morning. It's a pretty quiet game, it's kinda lonely how it feels, and at the same time it's pretty peaceful, like the long drive but then stripped down to just pure survival. Every single mile in this game feels earned, stops matter, and every breakdown, it's a little too real. Not gonna lie, this game's been my obsession for a while. Going down to number 11, we have Dice Folk. And here's the thing, it's a PC game now recently rolled onto mobile, giving roguelikes a dice-based twist that's actually worth the time. You play as a summoner, collecting hundreds of monsters and customizing your dice to suit your strategy. See, at first glance, the game looks a bit too adorable. The animations and visuals alone are enough to make you care, but the real hook is how tactical it actually gets. Rolls do matter, but it's not pure RNG. You can plan turns, manipulating counters, and experiment with different combos. It's a pretty good game for quick pickup sessions or diving deep into its strategy. Just don't go and blame me if you don't get hooked with this one. Union of Gnomes is a game that makes you question, am I actually playing this? But then immediately forget to care because it's just hilarious. See, you're leading a gnome uprising against fairy tale villains, Snow White, Red Riding Hood, even Pinocchio, while building a deck of 130 different cards. You attack, poison, blind, or just straight up get your gnomes drunk to mess up the enemies. It's turn-based, tactical, and random in the best way. Every fight feels like clever puzzle meets fairy tale apocalypse. If you've ever wanted to feel like a tiny tactical overlord running a gnome rebellion, this is exactly the game for you. Going down to number 13, we have SWAT Kats Shooter, which is exactly what it sounds like. Cats with guns. You hop online, pick a commando, and start blasting through enemies in different maps, while your teammates inevitably argue over who gets the last kill. The controls are smooth, they're smart, lots of maps, tight, somehow it actually works as a proper indie shooter. It's ridiculous, of course, and exactly the kind of nonsense we all secretly, care for. It's just multiplayer madness with fur. Honestly, if you've ever wanted to see cats take over a battlefield, this actually scratches that itch perfectly. Tank Fortress Idle Defense is basically what happens when tower defense meets a mech uprising refuses to chill. In this game, you're the last human commander with one job. You gotta turn scrap metal into an unstoppable fortress. You gotta merge tanks, upgrade the guns, and get through hordes of enemies that clearly didn't get the memo about peace treaties. The real kicker in this game is that it's part idle, part strategy, so your fortress keeps fighting even while you're out, pretending to have a life. It's got good visuals, online battles, and lots of mechanical chaos. With this one, you've almost got the most addictive machine war since Metal Slug? I don't know. Going down to number 15, we have Jurassic Velociraptor. It's one of those games that tricks you with a cute little looking dinosaur, but then it makes you fight for your life about 5 minutes in. You are, of course, a raptor on an island where literally everything wants to eat you. T-Rexes, big birds, whatever. And you gotta keep your hunger, thirst, and stamina in check while surviving nature's mood swings. There's rain, there's snow, night, day, hunger pains, and one minute you're admiring sunsets, the next one you're at lunch. The world's actually surprisingly alive, full of dinos to hunt or flee from, and it's all weirdly addictive. Basically, it's Jurassic Park, but you are the problem. And last but not least, at number 16, we have Brave Frontier Versus. Which is basically what happens when someone tries to make a card game super smart and super fun at the same time, then actually nailing it. You get 5 turn matches where you're playing multiple units from the jump. No waiting, no endless setup, just pure tactical action. The pixel art nostalgia keeps it charming, but the real magic is a strategy, like one wrong move and you're toast. It's online though, but the best part is whether you're a card game newbie or a veteran trying to prove dominance, this one's a must play. Thanks for watching.